You're listening to me, Dennison, on the UK radio airwaves, interviewing Laurene Landon. We
Yeah.
talked briefly about what inspired you growing up to be an actress,
Yeah.
how you moved from Canada to USA, which actresses you looked up to, and then working with the legend that is Peter Falk. Moving on now to Airplane 2, the sequel to Airplane.
Oh, did you see it?
I have seen it. It's been a while though since I have
Yeah.
last watched it, but I do remember it. It's insanely funny. It's very humorous.
Yes. The first one was better though. The first one was priceless. I had it was an ensemble cast, as you know, and everybody was in the movie except the kitchen sink. We all had an opportunity to work a couple of days in it. I worked a week in it, and what happened was we shot enough for four airplane movies. That's how much we shot. So they were in the editing room for months and months and months, and they just had enough for four films. I don't know what happened to the other three films that they were going to do after that, but anyway.
Sure, and it has a cameo from William Shatner, and one of the machines is a prop scene in Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan. Is that correct? One of the
I'm
props.
sorry. I'm
Um,
sorry.
it Airplane 2 has a cameo from William Shatner,
Yes.
and one of the machines, the props. Am I correct? It was used in Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan. One of the props used in Airplane 2.
I don't know. I didn't see
Mm,
it.
mm, mm.
I didn't see the Rathacon.
Okay, and then moving on, when it was released in the cinemas, was it in 3D? When people went to see Airplane 2, did they wear 3D glasses?
I'm sorry. Your accent is. I'm gonna faint from your
Okay, no,
accent.
no worries. I was about to say,
What is it?
when,
I love your accent. What
oh,
is it? I'm sorry. What did you say?
oh, it's very kind. When Airplane 2 was released in, the cinemas, the theatres,
Yes.
people wore three-dimensional glasses, didn't they, to see the film?
Well, I never went to the theater to see it
Ah,
because I can never look at myself on camera.
I
So I
see.
never look. I never look at myself in any of my films
Yeah.
unless I absolutely have to go to a premiere. But then I just go for the photographs and I'll sit in the audience. But I cannot look at myself on camera.
Mm.
I never could.
Yeah, that's but
And
that's very modest. That is,
why is it modest?
because some people like to watch themselves on the
No,
screen.
not me.
Ah, okay,
Not me. Never.
and
Never.
moving on, Leslie Nielsen got offered a role, but couldn't commit due to Police Squad.
That's right. That's what happened. Yeah, he was supposed to be in the second one. Yeah.
And what genres of films do you enjoy working on the most? Do you like comedies, horrors,
Comedy.
comedy?
Comedy. Did you see Sky, the movie Sky? I did. Did you see Sky
I
with
haven't
Diane Kruger?
I haven't yet, but we will check
Oh,
it
you can see
out.
it on Netflix.
Okay,
I got
cool.
a I got a fabulous review from the Hollywood Reporter for my performance in Sky.
Yeah,
And Diane Kruger and Norman Reedus. And I played this bunny girl on the strip with two Elvis impersonators on either side of
yeah,
me. And she's a lost soul on remote control. And I was stunned by the beautiful review I got from the Hollywood Reporter. They said that I was the best thing in the movie, and you wish the entire film was about Laurene Landon. I was stunned. So
yeah,
that's on Netflix
yeah.
still, I think.
So we'll get our listeners to check that out. And then
Yeah.
you did mention Hundra earlier on, Hundra,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
was it written by an Italian American Spanish
Yes.
guy?
Yes. It was American, Spanish, Italian production, and it was probably the greatest time I had in my life was filming in Almeria and Segovia, Spain, the same places that they shot the Conan movies,
Yeah,
and I did all my own stunts in Hundra. Did you see Hundra?
I've seen the trailer to it. It looks brilliant.
They have the Blu-ray coming out
Yeah,
pretty soon,
cool.
and I hear it looks absolutely spectacular. I don't know anything about technology. I'm technologically impugned, but everyone's telling me it looks like the movie was just shot and it has been released, because that goes back quite a few
Yeah.
years before your parents were born, actually.
Brilliant. And did you know there's a game, computer games, there's actually a Hundra game for the,
No,
yeah, there is. It's for the Amstrad Spectrum, and that was one of my first computers.
you're kidding.
No, and you have to put a cassette in a little cassette player to load the game, and it takes 30 minutes to load up on the TV screen.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's adorable.
And it's a little kind
Who,
of, yeah.
who came up with that? I never even heard of that.
Yeah, it's. I think they released it. A software company, which make computer games.
It's
Yeah.
100.
Yeah.
Is it me? Is
Yes,
it my image?
it is. Yeah, it's kind of a character. Yeah, it is good.
Oh. And what is it called?
Yeah, the computer game is Hundra, and it was released on the Amstrad Spectrum.
How cool is that?
It is. It is.
I didn't know anything about it.
And moving on, Manic Cop I and Manic Cop II. You played Teresa Malloy. How was
Yes.
that?
Well, they named the character after my mother, my beloved mother, Teresa, and I got to work with Robert Davi
Yeah.
and Robert Zadar and some really great, terrific character actors, Richard Roundtree, and I was in the first one and the second one, but not the third one. But that was quite an experience. I liked it because I got to do a lot of stunts in it myself, because I love doing stunts and improvisation and also stunts. So I had a really wonderful time working on that, but it was freezing cold in New York. It was like 30 degrees, and then it was 30 below. I don't know. It was just, everybody had gloves in the movie except me. My character did not. They forgot to give me gloves, so my hands were black, and I couldn't move my hands. But boy, what an opportunity to work! I love New York.
Yeah.
I love going to New York. Just what a dream city that is. But I'm kind of more laid back, yeah. And so I like the lifestyle out here, and I love going there to visit. I used to go there with my dear friend Larry Cohen all the time. I don't know if you ever heard of Larry Cohen. He was my best friend for 30 years, and then he sadly passed away last year, a year and a half ago. So I just miss my best friend terribly.
Oh, beautiful. And you mentioned Manic Cop 1 and 2, the characters you played. Richard Davi, a great actor. He was in License to Kill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wow. What a great actor. I wanted to ask, are there any movie roles you auditioned for but just missed out on?
Yes, Officer and a Gentleman. I was supposed to get that. Not the lead role, the blonde girl's role. I was supposed to get that, but because the manager that I was going to sign with got into an altercation with Bikel and Jennings, my then agents. My then agents didn't want my manager involved at all. So I got offered the role from Paramount, and I should have done it. I wanted to do it, but if I did, then I would have betrayed my agent, who didn't want. He just wanted full control over me. And then I went with ICM, with Jack Gilardi for years. And what other films there? Oh, Red Dawn. I was offered a lead in that and turned it down because I was filming something else in Europe. But there's been a couple of movies that I wish I could have done.
Yeah.
My favorite actor right now is Tom Hardy. I'm absolutely in love with Tom Hardy. He's the greatest living actor. I knew Marlon Brando very well. I lived with Christian Brando, his son, for 10 years. And the closest thing I have ever seen to Marlon Brando is your Tom Hardy. He's the greatest living actor, I believe, in the history of cinema.
Yeah.
He's truly a gift to cinema. I first saw him in The Take, and then Locke, and everything else he's been in. but he's such a chameleon. And then I saw him in Wuthering Heights, my favorite movie of all time. And I believe that's where he met his wife. His wife. Oh, he's just amazing. I just adore him, absolutely adore him. I would love to work with him someday.
Yeah, fantastic. And finally, are there any roles you played in your career which kind of best mirror you in real life? So are there any roles you've played which kind of similar to you as a person in real life?
I would say, you know what? I would say 2 movies. One, Hundra, because it was the dawn of women's civilization, and she was very competent, very assertive, very powerful, a fierce woman. And I always try to be that way, even though I'm very reticent at times. I try to be a good role model to people. I try to help my friends. I have a dear, dear friend who's selling earrings on Etsy.com, and they're called Good Days Earrings. And she got me into. Her name's E.J. Bradford, and she got me into. I have so many clothes, wardrobe. I mean, tens of $1,000s worth of clothes from my different films and premieres. So I have 3. I live in a historical monument. It's called the Lucy E. Wheeler House, and it's a historical monument built by the Green and Green brothers. I wish you could see the house. It's just amazing. You can see it online.
Yeah.
The Lucy E. Wheeler House. It's historical monument number 991. Wow. And it's 3 levels. It's very, very old, very antiquated. And I moved in, and I bought the house in 2011. And I just love this house.
Beautiful. And are you a fan of music at all? I wanted to ask music. Do you like music?
I'm sorry?
Do you like music?
Yes.
Yep.
Chopin. I love Chopin, Tchaikovsky, Beethoven. I used to play them all the time. I composed a theme for a movie called Bitter Heritage when I was 18 years old. I should have pursued it longer, but I got into modeling, and then I hated modeling. It was so damn boring. I used to climb up trees. I couldn't sit still and climb up trees, and they'd say, "Get out of the damn tree." So I thought, what can I do? I wanted to act. So.
And before I let you go, I wanted to ask, do you have a favourite 80s song?
I would have to say anything by U2.
Oh, okay. We'll get a U2 song just for you.
My favorite group of all time is U2.
Brilliant. Well,
absolutely love. Who's your favorite group?
From the 80s. Ooh, probably Duran Duran.
The 80s.
Yeah, Duran Duran.
You would have been born. You weren't born then, were you?
I was born 84. I was.
You're very young.
Yeah. Well, Laurene Landon, thank you very much for chatting to me, Dennison, on the UK airwaves.
Thank you so much for having me on.